everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to my officially first tactical log. First of all, let me explain you what are tactical logs and what these videos will be about on my channel. So, I had an idea for this type of content in my head for a very long time now, and I actually already tried to make it once before, but it didn't work out because some bad things happened, and that's just way too long story, so I'm not gonna explain it. All that matters is now that I once again obtained all the equipment that I need for making these videos, and now I can finally make them, even though I plan on upgrading my equipment, my knowledge and my skills so I can make even better tactical logs and videos. Now, what are tactical logs? Now, I'm a gun guy. I'm a big fan of guns. I'm a big fan of military, I'm a big fan of tactical equipment and tacticalism in general. Now, when I say that, I don't mean that I'm a fan of killing people or hurting anyone or anything. I am strictly against any possible kind of violence that exists on the planet Earth. I think violence is bad, it sucks, and it should be avoided at all costs if possible. The only time I believe violence should be used is in self-defense, and that's it. So I hope you understand that. Now, I also want to say that these guns on me, this rifle and this pistol, are not real firearms. Those are airsoft weapons that I can legally own without any papers in my country. And my country is Croatia, so gun law in Croatia is very strict and it's really hard to own any guns. So I figured out that the airsoft weapons are the closest you can get to the real guns. They look and work almost identical to a real gun, and they are good for simulation and training, and that's what I want to do with these videos. So tactical logs are gonna be videos about me talking about tactical stuff, about military techniques, how to perform them, what's their purpose, how to use them, what you should do in which scenario or situation. Now take a note, this is really important to mention, that I am not a trained professional. First of all, I have no military history, I never been to military. I did shot some real guns though, I've been around the people who shot real guns, I talked to these people, I hanged out with them. I've been watching gun content on the internet for years now. I played milsim tactical shooters like video games since, I don't know, 2013 or even before. I watched a lot of realistic movies, and you know, that just kind of sticked with me for a long period of years, which is why I decided to make these videos. But like I've said, I am not a trained professional, and maybe I'm not even an adequate person to talk about these things, but I still want to give it a shot because I consider that I have a lot of knowledge about these things, and even though I don't have any experience, let's say that way, I still think that all the things that I learned from the internet and other people can help you, and I think I can transact that knowledge to my viewers, and I simply just want to do this for fun because I have interest in it. So maybe you will see me, you probably will see me do mistakes. So if there is any military guys, tactical guys, people who own guns, maybe from America or anywhere else in the world, in the comments, you can tell me what I'm doing wrong, you can tell me what I should improve, where I made mistakes, etc, etc. Alright, so for my first tactical log, I have prepared speed and tactical reloads. I think those are some of the basics for tacticalism, so I'm gonna talk about that in this video. Now, what's the difference between speed and tactical reload, and what are they? Now, speed reload is, well, what its name says, it's a speed reload, which means that's a reload that you want to use when you want to get your gun back in action as soon as possible, as precise as possible. So once your gun runs dry and it's out of ammunition, you want to get that gun back in action as fast and as soon as you can. So that's all the speed reload is about. Now, when it comes to tactical reload, that's again what its word says. It's a tactical reload. So let's say you have a 20 round magazine in your weapon and you fire 10 rounds. And now you don't want to throw that magazine away, obviously, because you can still fire these 10 bullets that are inside of it. You don't want to throw magazines in generally, never, because you can always refill these magazines and use them again. So yeah, let's say you fire 10 rounds from a 20 round magazine, you have 10 rounds left, and you're about to enter a room that maybe has enemies inside. You don't know how many enemies there is inside of that room. You don't know how skilled they are. You don't know what weapons they got, how many of them is there. You simply want to get in there and have more ammunition in your weapon, but you already fired 10 rounds from your magazine and now you want to reload, but you don't want to throw that magazine away, so you put it on your pouch like I do. In this case, I got pouches on my belt. One is for my pistol and one is for my rifle. So you want to save that magazine for the later and put the new magazine, fresh magazine, in the gun so you can have more ammo. So that's, for example, one scenario where you want to use a tactical reload. So I will now show you the techniques, reload techniques. First, for my pistol. Now this is my Airsoft Taurus PT-24/7 G2. I already reviewed this airsoft pistol replica on my channel. It looks identical as the real gun. The real gun comes in 9mm, 40 Smith & Wesson 45 ACP version. So everything on this gun works almost identical to the real one. So once you empty your weapon, it's gonna look like this. The slide will be pushed backwards and your weapon will be empty, which means it needs to be reloaded. So once you empty your weapon, the speed reload that you want to go with is simple speed reload with dropping the magazine down to the ground. So let's say I fired the last bullet from my magazine, from my weapon, and my weapon is now empty. The first thing I want to do is, well, I obviously see that now slide is pushed backwards, towards me, but sometimes you don't see that clearly. Sometimes it's better to maybe tilt the gun like this a little bit to the left or right side, depending are you left or right-handed, and to just simply check, is everything clear? Is there a bullet in the chamber? Did maybe the casing jam upon the ejection from the weapon? That can happen very often. So basically you just want to tilt your weapon, throw a quick look inside. Okay, it's clear, and now you're ready to reload your weapon. So you tilt it, and then you're gonna press the magazine release button, which is on most handguns located just here below your trigger. Now, depends if you're left or right-handed. This gun is made for both left and right-handed people, so the magazine release button is located on both left and right side. So once your gun is empty, again, you're gonna tilt it, and now you're gonna simply push that magazine release button and you're gonna drop the magazine on the ground. But while you're doing that, in the same time, you're gonna lift the gun up closer to your eyes, to your field of view, so you can see whatever is going on in front of you. And that's gonna help you to focus on what's in front of you. I mean, your eyes will be focused on the weapon, so the vision behind will be blurry, but you still have more chance of seeing what's in front of you. If you spot any movement or if you see anyone coming at you, you can react faster that way. So the gun should be in your field of view, like in front of your eyes. So once you drop the magazine, in the same time while you press that magazine release button, you will go for the fresh magazine from your pouch, or whatever is the place that you keep your magazine in. It's best to keep them in some pouches on your MOLLE, vest, or on the belt like I do. So the way you're gonna grab the magazine is like this. So your index finger should be pointing towards the insertion where you're gonna insert the magazine in the pistol. So that's the way you're gonna grab the magazine from your pouch. So very simple. So gun empty, you check, it's all clear, drop the magazine, pull the new one out, you put it in the gun, and then you have the magazine, the slide release buttons. Again, this pistol has it on both left and right side. The slide release button is usually located on all pistols above the magazine release button. So once you insert the new magazine in the weapon, you just gotta hit that button, and there you go. Slide has pushed forward, it chambered the new round from the magazine, and your weapon is now ready to fire. I would now perform the speed reload at my speed that I can do it, so you can see how that technique looks like. So there you go, simple as that. Alright, so that was first speed reload technique, where you drop the magazine on the ground. Now there is another speed reload technique that I really like personally. It's a mag flip technique. Now it's very kind of similar to this one. So you repeat the same process after your weapon is empty, slide is pushed backwards. Again, you're gonna tilt your weapon slightly to check everything is clear and you're ready to reload. What you're gonna do is now, as you're twisting your gun to the side, like this, flipping it, you're gonna press and hold the magazine release button and eject the magazine to the side, while in the same time you again gonna pull the new fresh magazine from your pouch the same way as in the previous reload, and you're gonna insert it in the magazine, and again you're gonna hit that slide release button, and then once again your gun is loaded and it's ready to fire. I will now again perform this at full speed so you can see how it looks like. There you go, simple as that. Alright, so that was a mag flip speed reload technique. Now, out of these two, I would recommend you to always use the first one. The reason for that is because when you mag flip the reload, what can happen is you can have some of your teammates standing around you or kneeling around you and hitting someone in the face or anywhere else with that magazine can be really bad. I mean, you just heard when I hit the ground, the magazine is metal, it's pretty heavy, and if you hit someone in the face, it's not gonna be really good, and you know, it's just something you shouldn't do. So maybe you wanna go with the first reload technique, where you just simply drop the mag vertically and then just pull out the fresh one, insert it in the gun, and press that slide release button. Another way you can push the bullet from the magazine to the chamber is, instead of pressing the slide release button, you can grab that gun tightly from the slide, just pull it slightly backwards and let it go. And that way you can chamber the bullet from the magazine. That's something called a slingshot, a reload technique. It's also useful, so if you prefer, you can do it also that way. Again, I think it's slightly faster if you just simply press that slide release button and that's it. And if you're gonna do the slingshot technique, it requires both hands, so I kind of think it's better to still, you know, press that slide release button, and that way you can push the bullet in the chamber. Alright, now let's move to the tactical reload. I already explained what the tactical reload is. Now, the way you perform tactical reload is, again, your gun is empty, you just fired the last round. You're gonna twist it slightly to see everything is clear, no case stuck on the slide or whatever inside the gun. You're clear to reload, and what you're gonna do is now reach on the pouch for your fresh magazine. You're gonna again hold it the same way you did with the previous reload. Your index finger is gonna be pointing towards the pistol, you know, it's the guidance finger, but only this time you're gonna grip this magazine like this with both of your fingers, like this, between them. It's gonna stay there tightly, so grab it tightly like that, and then you're gonna again hit the magazine release button, and you're gonna grab the empty magazine with your thumb and index finger like this, and you're gonna insert the other magazine that you've been holding between the fingers in the gun, and then you're gonna, this half empty magazine, you're gonna put it in the pocket, or even better, if you got that dump bag that you can buy, just quickly dump the magazine in it, and as soon as you insert the fresh magazine in your pistol, you're gonna again hit that slide release button, and your weapon is once again loaded and ready to fire. So let me perform that in full speed so you can see how it looks like. There you go, easy as that. So that was a tactical reload. It is very simple how it works, and that's probably the technique that you wanna use always, if possible. I mean, if you're playing airsoft, let's say that you're gonna use these tactics for airsoft, which is something I guess you will use it for, but you can also use it with real guns. You never want to drop the magazines on the ground unless you absolutely have to. Like I said, maybe in war type scenario where that can mean difference between life and death. Otherwise, I don't really see point of dropping the magazine on the ground. It can damage, it can scratch over time, it can even break. So always do the tactical reload. In my opinion, that's the best, you know. You can save that magazine even if it's empty. That way you're saving your magazines from damage and from hitting the ground and damaging them or whatever. So you should always, in my opinion, go with a tactical reload, and that's the best way to do it. Alright, so those were pistol, tactical and speed reloads. Let's move on to the rifle. Now this is my AR-15, also an airsoft replica. The real AR-15 looks, well, exactly like this one, depending by the type of AR-15. There's plenty of them. AR-15 is basically the series of these type of guns. So the real AR-15s are chambered in NATO 5.56x45 ammunition. At least most of them are. And yeah, when it comes to the real gun, there are some differences compared to this replica. The real gun is gonna have a bolt release button somewhere around here. So actually, yeah, right here it's gonna be the bolt release button just above your magazine. So once you reload your weapon, you can press that or just spank it with your palm, and it's gonna release the bolt that is located on actually this side of the gun. So that's gonna open and it's gonna stay opened. Now this is an airsoft replica. It's not a real gun, but on the real gun that bolt will be pushed all the way back and you can see it clearly opened, which means that your rifle is empty and out of ammo and you need to reload it. So there are two ways you can push the bolt back on your AR-15. You can either hit that bolt release button, or you can simply pull this bolt lever, I don't know how else to call it. So you do that with two fingers like this, or you tightly squeeze with your left arm with one finger here and thumb under it like this, and you just pull it backwards, and that's gonna close the bolt and, you know, push the bullet from the magazine in the chamber. The reason why I want to squeeze it tightly is because you have a little catch here that doesn't allow you to pull the bolt backwards until you grab it tightly and release that little catch there. So that's what you need to do with a real gun. Now, when it comes to the speed reload on AR-15, it's, well, pretty simple to the pistol, only it's a rifle. You're gonna hold it with two hands. It's bigger, it's heavier, but don't worry, technique is almost identical. You're gonna press the magazine release button, which is once again on all AR-15s, or at least most of them, located just above the trigger. It's over here, so I press it, the magazine will drop on the ground, and then while the magazine is dropping, you're also reaching for the new magazine from your pouch. Now the way, again, you want to put the magazine in the pouch is when you pull it out, it stands just like the pistol magazine. You need to have your index finger pointed to where you're gonna insert the magazine in the weapon. So once you pull it from the pouch, actually, let me just redo that real quick. Let's say I emptied my weapon. Forgot to mention something really important. You want to tilt your gun slightly to the right side, again, to check that bolt. You want to check if there is any rounds in the chamber, or is there maybe any cases stuck upon the injection. It can happen with AR-15s very often. So you want to slightly, again, tilt the rifle like this to the right side to see if the chamber is clear. Once you confirm it's clear, you're gonna drop the magazine, reach for the new one, insert it in the weapon, and you're gonna hit that bolt release button, and then your weapon will once again be ready to reload. This technique also should be performed within your field of view, which means you want to keep your rifle in front of you, and again, you will be looking at the rifle, but this is maybe even better because you're kind of looking directly, so you have even better view with the rifle of what's going on in front of you. Even though again your eyes slightly will be focused on the magazine, you have to watch where you're inserting the magazine, unless you're very skilled and know exactly that you gotta put it in from the first time. Even though it won't always happen, you're gonna make mistakes. It's totally normal. Practice makes it perfect. But yeah, let me do that now in full speed to show you how that reload looks like. There you go, just like that. Alright, so that was so-called vertical speed reload, where you just drop the magazine vertically on the ground, just like I showed you with the pistol. Now you can also do a mag flip reload with the AR-15. It again works pretty much identical like it works with a pistol. Again, once your rifle is empty, you're gonna see that bolt opened. You wanna once again tilt your rifle slightly to the left, check if the bolt is clear, there is no casing stuck on the gun or in the chamber or whatever, it ejected properly. So you do that little check, and then as you're going back, as you're tilting your rifle back, you're gonna go and tilt it to the now right side like this. But as you do that, you're gonna again once again hold that magazine release button. You're gonna do this. You're gonna eject that magazine to the side, and once you do that, you will reach for the fresh magazine, insert it in the weapon, and again press that bolt release button, and again your weapon will be loaded and ready to shoot. Let's perform that at full speed so you see how it looks like. There you go, that was it. So that was a mag flip technique. Again, I suggest you to use the vertical one because, again, same reason, you can hit someone with a magazine in the face, and the magazines on the rear rifles are metal, so again, hitting someone with a metal magazine in the face or something is not gonna be nice. It can distract them, or you can never know what can happen, especially in those war type scenarios if we're talking about that. So again, you want to use the vertical speed reload technique. It's much safer and better, and speed is almost equal. So yeah, I'd say it's even faster than the mag flip one, so you want to go with that one. Now, when it comes to tactical reload, again, believe it or not, it's almost identical to the pistol. Again, your rifle is empty, you want to tilt it, okay, the ejection port is clear, there is no casing stuck on a gun or whatever. But now, what's slightly different here, you're gonna put the gun up, again in your field of view, like this, and when you do that, you will first squeeze the rifle tightly with your arm to your body. That's really important. You want to squeeze that tightly, have a good grip on it. Then you want to reach for the fresh magazine, pull it out, and again, just like with the pistol one, you're gonna hold it between your fingers, just like this. And you're gonna press the magazine release button. You will pull this magazine out and just simply rotate your hand like this, and you will insert the magazine inside the weapon. Now, sometimes spring tension from the magazine on AR-15s can be strong. I forgot to mention that, so that just happened here. And make sure you give it a little slap to make sure that magazine is in the place. So if you didn't hear that nice click, chances are magazine is not staying in the gun stably, and when you point the gun towards the way you want to shoot, the magazine will just fall out. So make sure the magazine is tightly in the place. And once you reload it, again, you are ready to shoot. The round is chambered after you slap that bolt release button, or you just rack it this way. I would recommend always pressing that bolt release button because it's faster, and that's it. Your gun will be once again ready to shoot, and you have successfully reloaded your AR-15 tactically. I'll perform that now at my speed so you see how the technique looks like. What I forgot to mention is that, again, you wanna ditch the magazine in the pocket, or again, if you have that dish bag. So with the tactical reloads, you wanna save the magazines for later, so put them in your pockets, or if you are fast enough and if you trust yourself enough, you can cleanly do it, just put it back in the pouch. But in my opinion, it's much better to just slide it in the pocket, it's faster, or just put it in that dump bag or whatever, and that's simply it. So yeah, those are some of the reload techniques that I would personally use either in airsoft or in real life situation, combat war type scenario. Those are the most effective for me. Those are the most natural to me. That's the way I would do it. So let me know down below in the comments, what are your opinions and thoughts on these reloads? Do you maybe have any other tips for me? Did I miss to say anything? Actually, I did. Forgot to mention that no matter which of these reload techniques you use, it's absolutely better if you take some solid cover. Remember, it's always better to take some cover than not having cover at all. That way you can get shot. While if you are behind a solid cover, it's harder to get you. It's harder to kill you. You're harder to get shot at. So that's another tip I can tell you while performing any of these reloads. So take some solid cover. And yeah, guys, like I said, let me know down below in the comments what are your opinions and thoughts on this, what I just taught you and explained. Do you have any suggestions what I could maybe make better, or what are your techniques that you use for reloading your weapons? Yeah, let me know down below in the comments. I'd like to hear your thoughts and opinions. So thank you for watching. I appreciate all of your support and everything you've done for me and my channel so far. You're amazing. I definitely love you all. You can follow me on my Instagram and Facebook. Links are down below in the description. If you want, follow me. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's totally okay. And leave a like, share, comment, subscribe. Again, if you want. If you don't want to, you don't have to. It's totally okay. Yeah, guys, I'll definitely see you in the next videos. Chris out.